Now, ladies and gentlemen, in West Bengal, the crisis within Trinamool Congress has taken a dramatic new turn. In a major show of strength, 58 TMC MLAs have submitted a letter to the Speaker, Rathin Ghosh, laying claim to the opposition benches and proposing a new leadership structure within the legislature. However, in a crucial detail, the letter reportedly makes it clear that Mamata Banerjee remains the leader of the Trinamool Congress. The rebel legislators have not challenged her position as the party supremo. Instead, the dissent camp has drawn a clear line against Abhishek Banerjee's leadership. MLAs emerging from the Speaker's chamber said that while Mamata Banerjee remains their undisputed leader, they do not accept Abhishek Banerjee as their leader. The letter submitted to the Speaker names Ritubrata Bandyopadhyay as the proposed leader of the opposition. Javed Khan, Sioli Saha and Shondipan Shaha have been proposed as deputy leaders of the opposition, while Akharujaman has been named the chief whip. Sources indicate that Speaker has accepted the letter submitted by the legislators, marking a significant development in the ongoing power tussle within the TMC. The development suggests that rebellion is no longer being projected as a challenge to Mamata Banerjee herself, but rather as a revolt against the current leadership structure surrounding her, particularly the growing influence of Abhishek Banerjee. Now with 58 MLAs backing the move, the crisis has now evolved into a high-stakes battle over succession, control and the future direction of the Trinamool Congress. The key question now is whether this is an internal course correction within the TMC or the first step towards a larger organizational split.
यहाँ पे 52 लोगों से ज्यादा का सिग्नेचर होने से तभी तो हो सकता है ना।
अभी तो मैं बाहर से सुन रहा हूँ कि 59 लोग हो गया।
59 लोग हो गए।
सुन रहा हूँ।
आपने किया है?
आपने सिग्नेचर किया है?
आपने कर दिया है। तो ये मीटिंग कहाँ वो गेटवे होटल में ही हुई थी क्या? कैसे हुआ ये?
नहीं, मेरा पर्सनल।
तो ये
जो विरोध ये अचानक से
अभिषेक के खिलाफ था क्या? मेनली विरोध जो है अभिषेक के
खिलाफ। ये जो आप लोगों का अपोज था ये किसके खिलाफ था?
मेरा 5 साल गुजारना है विधानसभा के अंदर। LOP एक्ट वरिष्ठ होना चाहिए। इसी रिगार्डिंग हमने सोचा कि चलो उत्तर प्रदेश जैसा कोई अगर विधायक अगर LOP बन जाए तो काम करने में असुविधा हो।
The growing discontent within the TMC emanates from the fact that Mamata Banerjee was giving undue authority to Abhishek Banerjee within the TMC. And that is exactly where all the Mamata loyalists who have stood with Mamata Banerjee since the inception of the TMC refuse to accept Abhishek Banerjee's leadership. And that is where we see this factionalism emanating that was already ailing the TMC, but now it has taken a larger proportion, where around 58 MLAs have gone and submitted their signatured letter to the Speaker, Rathin Ghosh, laying down their claim to the opposition benches with proposing a new leadership structure within the legislature. But interestingly, they have not said that Mamata Banerjee is no longer the supremo of the TMC. They still accept Mamata Banerjee as the chief of the TMC, but they have directed their ire towards Abhishek Banerjee, being given undue advantage position within the TMC, and he was exerting his position to have his way of functioning. It almost ended up becoming an old guard of the TMC versus the new guard. But in this new guard of the TMC, Abhishek Banerjee finds himself isolated as 58 rebel MLAs backing Ritubrata Banerjee as the LOP have gone ahead and submitted their letter of consent to be the opposition in the West Bengal Assembly to the Speaker. And sure enough, the Speaker has also accepted that letter. It remains to be seen whether Mamata Banerjee will be able to plug this defection or is already too late. With Abhishek Banerjee's wings are going to be clipped in order to save TMC and keep its flock together, Or are we looking at something that unfolded in the Shiv Sena, in the NCP, where we saw two parties being branched out of the All India Trinamool Congress? The seniors, the old guard of the TMC refused to accept Abhishek Banerjee's leadership, while Mamata Banerjee will have to do the tough talk over here. She will either have to let go or perhaps curtail the area of authority for Abhishek Banerjee to rein in these rebel leaders, or is it already too late? We were talking about TMC's implosion given the succession plan indicating Abhishek being the heir apparent after Mamata Banerjee. And that is where several senior leaders of the TMC, who have all pledged their loyalties to the Trinamool Congress, working closely with Mamata Banerjee for over 15 years, decided that they wanted an out. They wanted to be with the TMC. They don't want to change their ideology and join another political party, but they cannot operate or function under Abhishek Banerjee's leadership. Given the age factor as well, Mamata Banerjee will sooner or later hang her boots. Then who is going to be the leader of the TMC? Then who is going to be the chief steering the party ahead? If the TMC have to pose a stiff opposition to the BJP in West Bengal, they need to stay consolidated. And that is where TMC has found itself wanting. This sort of fissures within the TMC, or for that matter, this absolute implosion of sorts is going to come so soon, may have caught the former Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, by surprise. We are waiting to see if there is any formal statement that Mamata Banerjee would be making in the event, or if Abhishek Banerjee would be speaking or reacting to the ongoing factionalism at play. And to discuss this further, I'm joined by the former TMC MP Jawahar Sarkar over here with me. Mr. Sarkar, good afternoon. Thank you for taking your time and joining me over here at News 9. I want to begin by asking, factionalism is there in all political parties. What we are looking at right now happening in the TMC, we saw it happen in the NCP and in the Shiv Sena as well. The implosion, given the fact that the succession plan was making it look like that Abhishek Banerjee would be the one taking over the mantle, do you feel that is where the problem arose? The problem is not with Mamata Banerjee, but with Abhishek Banerjee being given undue authority within the TMC.
Largely so. That's one of the major factors
for
the revolt within the party, and it's been growing for quite some time. I left it long before in revolt against what I was saying all around, and said this can't last. But nevertheless, there was a revolt, suppressed revolt against Abhishek and his high-handedness, his use of the IPAC as a parallel TMC, etc. But currently, I feel that this revolt has a different meaning. The meaning is that it can't be compared with Maharashtra, because Maharashtra, the faction that went out, actually helped the government come to power. Here, the BJP doesn't need any more TMC walas. The BJP president has made it clear he doesn't want any more TMC. Enough is enough. So why are they splitting? Number one, most of the people within the TMC have gotten used to being in power and have a lot of things, economic issues, perhaps rackets going on all over the place. They have charges against them. Now, if the new government really cracks down on them, they'll all be in trouble. So it's a halfway house to not join the BJP, but not be overtly, let us say, antagonistic to the BJP, lest they take action against them. That is my reading of why so many TMC MPs want an insurance policy against actions against them. In return, they are not giving support to the government that doesn't need it. In return, they will split the parliamentary party in Delhi, which accounts for TMC being number 2 in the Rajya Sabha and number 3, I think, in the Lok Sabha. If it is split, the TMC will go way down. And one of Mr. Modi's chief cankering opposition parties will be finished, partly, largely. But this is more than the Shiv Sena, where its numbers in the houses are concerned. So that's the sort of trade-off. That's a trade-off.
Oh, very interesting point over here you're making, Mr. Sarkar, that it is not just limited to the West Bengal or the state TMC. It would have an implication as far as the national politics is concerned in the parliament itself. But Mr. Sarkar, I also want to ask you that as far as succession plan is concerned, we almost saw it happen in AIADMK as well, where if you do not have a well-defined leadership succession plan, an implosion like this is almost inevitable. Did you see this coming?
Yes. You see, but let's face facts. All political parties, and I repeat the fact, all political parties are now private limited companies. Okay? There is hardly any board discussion. Any board discussion. A BJP president is selected by 2 or 3%. Let's face facts. There's no grassroots election. And we go down to the regional parties where the supremos are the ones that decide everything. So you can't have a thriving democracy in India with no inner party democracy in any party. Have you ever thought of the contradiction? That you can't, these political parties can't fight for extension of democracy when they don't have democracy within it. Manish Tiwari has pointed it out where the Congress is concerned. We know what's happening in the BJP. You see what's happening in the TMC, what's happening in the TDP, what's happening in the DMK, AIDMK. It's the same story. We are going through a phase that is not analyzed properly.
Very interesting. But this love for Bhaipo, for Mamata Banerjee, that seems to be bringing the TMC down. Do you feel that if Mamata Banerjee is still being touted as the undisputed leader of the TMC, even with this 58 MLAs signing a letter, submitting it to the governor, if she would have acted in time and perhaps clipped the wings or the space being curtailed for Abhishek Banerjee, that would have saved the day? Or do you feel this was anyway long time coming, given the fact that, like you said, that some of the leaders within the TMC are under the inertia of being in the government or being in power?
It's yes and no. Yes and no. There's a lot of angst against Abhishek, which I've spelled out many a time. I left halfway. Nobody leaves an empty ship halfway unless there are some compelling reasons. And everything that is being discussed today as the downfall of Mamata Banerjee has been stated in the letter. I only wish she had read it properly and taken some steps. One of them being to curtail Abhishek, the second one being to cleanse her public image by rounding up some of these hoodlums who go around masquerading as her party supporters and terrorize the people. So that is why the people went against her. And her charisma still matters, whatever they say. There's no one in the rebel group who has half her that's the leadership qualities. But her leadership qualities will come of no assistance if most of her people desert her. You understand? It's like Sharad Pawar musing in one corner. What does it matter? Politics is politics, and Sharad Pawar has done it also this way. Mamata Banerjee has also broken up other parties, the Congress and others, to be in power. So what morality or lack of morality do the opponents within her party show now? It's a what shall I say? It's a devil take the hindmost game in politics. So no amount of patchwork or first aid would matter at this point.
So, Mr. Sarkar, before I let go of you, I have paucity of time. Like the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had mentioned, that it's a case of a Kala Shesh for the TMC. Do you feel that this is a point from where it's a point of no return for the TMC? Or will Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee still be able to garner this sort of support within West Bengal to build itself and resurrect the TMC?
That will depend on the number of mistakes that the BJP does. Let's be very blunt. 40% plus of Bengal has voted for a TMC that is known to be corrupt, that is known to be indulging in all sorts of threat cultures and all that. 40% still voted in her favor. And only 46% voted for the BJP, including many guest voters. I mean, guest voters mean people who don't believe in the BJP ideology, but are so fed up with Mamata Banerjee and her boys that they voted in her favor. So we can't wish away that 40%. That's all I'll say for the present. It'll all depend on how many mistakes the present government does. I wish it well. It has come with the people's power to Bengal. I wish they do something about the state that's really sliding backwards. But at the same time, politics is politics. So they better be careful about what they are doing.